Gerard Butler's journey began far from Hollywood lights, in the quiet, rain-soaked streets of Paisley, Scotland. Before he was King Leonidas or a global star, he was a boy staring out the window, waiting for a father who never returned. Born into a fractured family, his early years were shaped by absence, resilience, and the quiet courage of his mother, Margaret. She worked tirelessly to provide for Gerard and his siblings, creating stability where there was none, while the boy learned patience, longing, and the hunger to prove himself. That silent yearning, the space between longing and arrival, became the foundation of his character and the fire that would fuel his ambitions. Gerard's early life teaches that heroes are not born in privilege, but are forged in the crucible of patience, loss, and quiet determination. His story reminds us that the human heart can hold both loneliness and hope simultaneously. Childhood of absence and strength. From birth, Gerard faced challenges that shaped him profoundly. His parents' marriage dissolved when he was just 18 months old, leaving him in the care of his mother. She moved the children back to Scotland, starting over in a small, damp flat with peeling wallpaper and limited resources. Despite hardships, she provided love, guidance, and stability, often working late into the night to mend clothes and hum lullabies. The absence of his father left a deep mark, teaching Gerard resilience through voids, silences, and unanswered questions. He grew into a boy who excelled academically, socially, and in leadership. But beneath the charm was a longing for affirmation. The experience of growing up in a household where survival depended on quiet courage instilled in him an understanding of sacrifice, empathy, and the value of hard work. These early lessons would later become the backbone of his perseverance in life and career. The pain of reunion. At 16, the silence in Gerard's life was broken when his father reappeared briefly. The reunion brought tears and catharsis, releasing years of pent-up emotions. For a short period, he experienced the joy of connection, summers of laughter, and the fragile reconstruction of family ties. But this renewed bond was tragically brief, as his father succumbed to cancer only a few years later. The repeated experience of loss reinforced a profound understanding of impermanence and fueled a hunger to make the most of life. Gerard learned that the absence of love and presence could leave indelible marks, but also teach empathy, drive, and the appreciation of fleeting moments. This period underscored the idea that life's most formative experiences often involve navigating silence, loss, and sudden reconnections that leave emotional imprints. From law student to lost in London. Despite excelling academically and studying law at the University of Glasgow, Gerard's life took a dramatic turn at 23. A single, reckless night cost him his legal career just days before qualifying as a lawyer. With dreams shattered, he left Scotland for London, navigating poverty, homelessness, and anonymity. He survived on couches, floors, and the streets, selling toys and waiting tables, facing the raw, often cruel indifference of a city that swallowed hope as easily as it devoured ambition. These trials tested his patience, resilience, and ability to find meaning amidst struggle. Every step of hardship strengthened him, and even in despair, he held on to a fragile faith. This chapter reveals that true transformation often comes through failure, and that a man's character is built not by victories, but by enduring life when it seems to offer nothing. Finding purpose in the theater. Fate intervened when an old friend from the Scottish Youth Theatre offered Gerard a temporary job as her assistant. Surrounded by aspiring actors, he glimpsed a world he hadn't imagined as possible. When given the chance to audition for Stephen Burkhoff's Coriolanus, Gerard seized it desperately, fueled by hunger rather than experience. His raw performance captivated Burkhoff, who cast him immediately. This marked a pivotal turning point. He had found a path where purpose and passion intersected. Acting allowed him to channel the pain of his past into creativity, transforming vulnerability into strength. The streets of London, once cold and indifferent, became the training ground for a man learning to turn failure into opportunity. Gerard's story reminds us that sometimes destiny doesn't arrive in grand gestures, but in small doors that open for those willing to step through with courage. The price of becoming a king. Gerard Butler's rise to fame was as brutal as it was inspiring. He endured years of struggle, small roles, and relentless training to achieve his breakthrough. The Phantom of the Opera tested his commitment to craft, and 300 demanded extreme physical transformation, pushing him to injury and exhaustion. Tendons were torn, nerves crushed, and he developed foot drop, yet he persevered, embracing the pain as part of the process. Fame arrived alongside physical, emotional, and mental challenges. Studios and tabloids pursued him, yet the external roar never silenced the internal battles. This period illustrates that success is rarely without sacrifice. Gerard's journey shows that the external triumph of stardom often coexists with hidden trials, and that true heroism involves enduring pain with resilience, maintaining integrity, and finding purpose in the work itself, not just the applause. Love and the lessons of the heart. Despite professional success, Gerard's personal life tested him in ways no role ever could. Early relationships taught him that love requires vulnerability, patience, and balance. High-profile romances, like those with Melina Genea and Jennifer Aniston, demonstrated the difficulty of sustaining intimacy under public scrutiny. His later relationship with Morgan Brown brought peace and quiet stability, teaching him the subtle lessons of companionship, laughter, and shared understanding. Gerard's experiences with love show that the heart's challenges are as instructive as any career trial. Loss and separation, though painful, became opportunities for reflection, growth, and self-awareness. Through love, he learned forgiveness, acceptance, and the quiet power of emotional resilience. These lessons shaped him into a man who values connection over conquest and understands that the greatest victories are not in accolades, but in maintaining humanity through loss. Rising from fire and farewell. Tragedy returned with the Woolsey fire in 2018, which destroyed Gerard's Malibu home, and later with the death of his mother, Margaret, in 2025. Both losses tested his strength and patience, yet he met them with acceptance, service, and reflection. Gerard helped others affected by the fire, transforming personal loss into compassion. Losing his mother, the anchor of his life, brought him back to the small streets of Paisley, reflecting on a life shaped by resilience, love, and sacrifice. These events reinforce that real strength is measured not by what one retains, but by the ability to rise after every fall. Gerard's response exemplifies the quiet dignity of a man who has faced mortality, devastation, and heartbreak, yet continues to live with grace and purpose, honoring those who shaped him. Quiet strength and enduring legacy. Today, Gerard Butler embodies a calm resilience and reflective power shaped by years of hardship, love, and triumph. Fame no longer drives him. It is the quiet lessons of life, love, and loss that guide his path. He rebuilds his life with intention, holding his mother's memory as a moral compass. His story is a testament to the human capacity to endure, transform, and rise above adversity. Gerard Butler's life teaches that heroes are not defined by battles won or fame earned, but by the courage to keep going when the world is silent, when love fades, and when life strips everything away. His legacy is not only cinematic but profoundly human. The story of a boy who learned to rise from absence, embrace struggle, and carry the light of resilience wherever he goes.